guys, I'm Chasen, and today I want to talk to you guys about Counter-Strike 2, especially for you new players, or players that haven't really dabbled in the world of Counter-Strike, but you have played it, somewhat here and there. But first, if we do that, I want to say from my last video, I've had some comments saying that the way I showed how to get to the achievement, you can actually do quicker. Yes, there is another way you can do the achievement, which is you just go into a game, quit the game, quit the game that you're in, and then actually quit Counter Strike, and then you should have it apparently. Or you actually quit the game you're playing, and you get the achievement. But some people I've noticed are doing that, and they still haven't got the achievement. So the way that I showed guarantees you'll get the achievement. But anyway, moving on from that. So new players, what I would suggest, like from my personal opinion, and someone who has played Counter Strike for quite a while, since 2012. I'm not an OG, but I started in Counter Strike Go, which at the start, trust me, I was not a good player. I think my first rank I ever got was Silver 2 or something around that, which was not the best because we all were like, oh, he must be a silver. If you see someone playing bad. Now, the one thing I want new players to understand is that this game can be very toxic, and I'm not gonna shame away of being a toxic, but I've been toxic to people before. But we've got to learn to move on and try to help everyone, because Counter Strike is a very interesting game, and the community and even the esports around Counter Strike is massive, and I think it's one in a million type of community that we have. But yeah, so new players, just watch out for some people flaming you for not being that good. That's alright. Just take it with a grain of salt. Existing players, try not to treat people as bad. If you see someone who's not as good as you, just don't flame them. Try to help them if you can. But anyway, one thing I want to say is, like, for new players, is your crosshair placement. If you got to, pick a crosshair as well that you're comfortable with. And yeah, so when you have your crosshair that you're comfortable with using, and you get used to using that crosshair, because trust me, if you change your crosshair, sometimes it can mess you up sometimes, which is not great. So yeah, crosshair placement. I see a lot of new players, especially in the like coming up like of rankings of Counter-Strike 2, where no one's got a rank yet, and we're all over the place, right? So there's a mixed bag of people who know what they're doing. Some people somewhat know what they're doing. People like somewhat new to the game and don't play it that often. So one thing I would say to you guys is try to keep your crosshair kind of head high, because I see a lot of low rank players with their crosshair at the ground, and you have to move your crosshair way more up just to try kill someone, especially if they're pushing a corner you're not even looking at. So if you have your crosshair like head height, you can kind of like, it's easy to flick it to where you want your aim to go. Well, that personally, that's how I feel how I play is it's easy for me to flick to where I want to like go if I keep my crosshair head height, which is good too, because you hit him in the head is obviously quicker than shooting them in the body, because I think it takes, I think it's like 5 shots to the legs and 6 or 7 to the chest. Don't quote me on that. It's something like that. But yeah, keep your crosshair placement head height. So moving on from crosshair placement, which is, we've got map awareness. Now, I'm not expecting everyone to know where every little detail of every call is. That just comes with playing, obviously, and make sure you obviously take in what like your current players are saying as well. That's another topic we'll get into, communication. But yeah, if they make a call, kind of like keep track of like where they said it, and even ask them where is that call, what's that mean. But map awareness obviously also means that keep aware of like your surroundings too. Like don't just be like sighted on one area of the map and not pay attention to anything else. Like take all the information you have and incorporate that into like your play style. So say if I'm holding A on Mirage and I'm on CT, most of the time some people will sit in at CT booth box. Some people call it booth. So that's near CT spawn where you just run out a few steps to your right and then it's right there. Some people just look at A main, which is where their T's come out of. So instead of just doing that, make sure you're paying attention to all part of that area of the map, so you're not just tunnel visioning one spot. Sorry. Yeah. So just be wary of your surroundings. Don't just stick to looking at one spot because most of the time someone's going to be rotating or lurking from somewhere. So don't get caught off. So other than that, okay. So communication with your teammate is very important. Even if you don't have a mic, just even typing it's still a form of communication, which is good. But make sure you communicate with your team because that's going to help you in the long run as well. The more you communicate with your team, the more information your team has. The more information your team has, the more likely you're going to win. Because if your team's communicating and the other team's not, I'll tell you, most of the time, you will win the match. Because if you're calling out where enemies are, or if you need help, or you heard something somewhere, that's great. So communication is the key. Please use it. Okay. Also, economy. I feel like most new players fall into the habit of just force buying. So they will lose a round, maybe 2 rounds in a row. So we don't have full buy. We can't have util, stuff like that, and they get into the habit of just like, oh, we'll just force buy, hoping to get that round. Yeah, that sometimes can work. I'm not saying it's not going to work, but most of the time, if you're going up against an enemy team that is, fully stocked, then most of the time you're going to lose. So what I will say to you new players is, and even some of the current players, they still do this, is please just manage your money just a little bit. Even this also comes under communication with your team as well. Communicate with your team with what you should be doing, or what we were buying or stuff like that when it comes to eco rounds, which basically means you've got no money, but let's try budget this round so we can either get some kills, take some weapons, or have enough to buy next round. It's really going to affect your state of mind of like, oh, we're not going to win this game. This is not going to work. We're just throwing now. Yeah. So just make sure you're aware of your economy and not just throwing away money like round after round after round. It's not that's not a good idea to do. But especially the last thing to say is just have fun. Honestly, it's a game at the end of the day. But so I just want to say thank you for watching. If you did watch, thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to be posting a bit more actual gameplay videos. But until then, have a good day, night, peace.